In the summer of 2024, Britain experienced its worst wave of social unrest in over a decade. It began on July 29, when three young girls, B.B. King, aged 6, Elsie Stancombe, aged 7, and Alice Day Silva Aguirre, aged 9, were murdered at a Taylor Swift-themed dance class in Southport. 8 other children were critically injured. The attacker, Axel Ruda Kubana, was a 17-year-old British citizen born in Cardiff to Rwandan parents. He was not an asylum seeker. He was not a Muslim. But within hours of the attack, a false story spread across social media claiming the perpetrator was a Muslim immigrant who had arrived by boat. That misinformation was circulated by far-right groups and fueled violent protests that spread across more than 27 towns and cities. Mosques were attacked. Hotels housing asylum seekers were stormed. Police vehicles were set on fire. Over 1,800 arrests were eventually made, with more than 1,100 charges filed. This is the reality of what happened, not a government conspiracy, a tragedy hijacked by disinformation. That said, public frustration over immigration in the UK is genuine and should not be dismissed. The government has been housing asylum seekers in hotels and, in some cases, former military sites due to an overwhelmed system. Critics, including Reform UK, argue this is unsustainable. Supporters say the legal framework leaves few alternatives while asylum cases are processed. What remains disputed is whether the government was adequately warned that placing large numbers of arrivals into rural military bases would trigger a public backlash. Government ministers say they are managing a difficult inherited situation. Critics say it is reckless and tone-deaf to the concerns of ordinary British communities. On knife crime, the official figures are serious enough without exaggeration. According to the Office for National Statistics, knife-enabled crime in England and Wales reached 50,510 offences in the year ending March 2024, a 4% increase from the previous year. Over the past decade, knife crime has surged by over 80%. These are real, alarming numbers that demand real answers. The knife crime crisis has roots in poverty, deprivation, austerity-era police cuts, and social inequality. These are long-standing structural problems that no single government created overnight, and no single policy will fix overnight either. The cost of the asylum system is a legitimate point of public debate. The government has acknowledged spending billions on asylum support and hotel accommodation. Critics argue that money could be better spent on veterans, pensioners, and struggling communities who built this country and now feel abandoned by it. The government says it is legally obligated to house asylum seekers while claims are processed. That legal obligation is real, but so is the anger of a British pensioner choosing between heating and eating while the system appears to prioritize others. The deeper issue is this: real problems, knife crime, housing pressure, an overwhelmed asylum system, and stretched public services are being weaponized by bad faith actors online to spread fear and division. Researchers have noted that the 2024 unrest reflects a complex web of social, political, and economic grievances, including a genuine cost of living crisis that disinformation was able to ignite into violence. Britain's challenges are real, but the solutions require honest debate, not viral rage designed to inflame rather than inform. The question worth asking is not, has Britain fallen, but rather, who benefits from making you believe it has?